a soft, atmospheric introduction settling over the space. The distinct, heavy sound of a rustic wooden gate latching firmly shut behind you. That single mechanical click seals away the loud, busy, and restless world, leaving it completely behind. You step forward across the hidden threshold and enter a private, deeply ancient Japanese garden. The air transforms instantly, growing cool, crisp, and rich with the subtle scent of damp earth, weathered timber, and night-blooming foliage. Every single tension in your shoulders melts away as the relentless noise of modern life dissolves into absolute nothingness. You take a slow, deliberate breath, feeling your chest expand and your pulse settle into a tranquil, meditative rhythm. There are no demands here, no expectations, and no rushing currents of time. Only this secluded sanctuary, wrapped in velvet shadows and profound, timeless silence. You move forward slowly, letting the peaceful atmosphere wash over your mind like a gentle wave. The world outside no longer exists. There is only the quiet rustle of the evening air and your own measured footsteps on the path. Deeper and deeper into the garden you walk, shedding the weight of the day with every single yard you traverse. A sense of profound safety and solitude surrounds you completely, embracing you in a warm, protective quiet. The shadows lengthen around the winding path, drawing you further into an unbroken spell of serenity. Every lingering thought of tomorrow evaporates into the cool night mist, leaving your mind completely clear and weightless. The isolation here is total, a warm cocoon of absolute peace, where no outside trouble can ever reach or disturb your thoughts. You feel completely anchored to the present moment, purely existing in the quiet hush of the ancient trees and darkening sky. The very ground beneath your feet feels steady, timeless, and completely still, offering a profound sense of grounded comfort. Far beyond the hidden perimeter walls, the distant echoes of civilization fade into complete irrelevance, replaced entirely by the sacred heartbeat of this enclosed sanctuary. Each passing moment stretches outward, creating a timeless bubble where hours could pass like seconds without notice. Your hands relax at your sides. Your jaw unclenches, and a deep, involuntary sigh escapes your lips as you surrender completely to the stillness. There is nothing else you need to achieve, nothing else you need to fix, and nowhere else you need to be in this exact lifetime. You are simply a quiet observer, walking through a living painting, cradled by the gentle hands of nature and protected from the storms of the outer universe, describing the soft, velvet-like green moss underfoot, spreading out in a lush, uninterrupted carpet. Each tiny cushion of moss is kissed by the gentle, ethereal light of the bright, full moon hanging high above. The lunar rays filter delicately downward through the intricate network of sprawling maple tree branches. They cast soft, dancing, intricate shadows across the emerald ground, painting the earth with light and dark patterns. Every single blade and stem of moss sparkles softly with tiny, hidden droplets of cool night dew. Your feet Feel the incredible plushness of the earth, cushioned by centuries of organic growth and natural care. There is no harshness here, only soft textures and soothing, muted tones of deep green and silver white. The moonlight guides your way like a quiet, faithful companion, illuminating the path without ever breaking the sacred stillness. You pause for a brief moment just to absorb the visual harmony of the glowing moss beneath your feet and the majestic trees overhead. The silence of the night feels heavy, warm, and restorative, wrapping around you like a heavy silk blanket. Your thoughts begin to slow down to match the slow, creeping spread of the moss across the stones and roots. Every breath is a release, a letting go of whatever clutter remained in your conscious mind. You continue walking through this luminous green world, completely at peace with the quiet universe. The moisture from the earth rises subtly, carrying a rich, organic fragrance that deepens your connection to the quiet life of the forest floor. Every step is completely muffled by the deep, organic padding, creating an uncanny sense of weightless floating through a dreamscape. The moonlight shifts slightly as a gentle breeze stirs the canopy above, causing the silver patterns on the moss to ripple like liquid mercury. You let your gaze drift downward, losing yourself entirely in the intricate, microscopic details of the green velvet world, stretching on forever. The cool night air brushes against your skin with an infinite tenderness, whispering ancient secrets through the quiet foliage. Tiny constellations of dew catch the stray beams of moonlight, turning the dark ground into a mirror of the starry heavens above. You feel as though you are walking upon a living, breathing tapestry woven specifically to soothe the tired human soul. Every step sinks slightly into the resilient, spongy surface, grounding your spirit in an absolute and unbreakable tranquility. The passage of time loses all meaning here, swallowed whole by the endless, velvety green expanse that stretches into the comforting shadows of the night. Approaching the ancient stone lantern beside the path, its weathered surface covered in thick green moss. The stone is cool and heavy with history, bearing the touch of centuries of rain and wind. You pause for a quiet heartbeat right beside it, feeling the deep stillness radiating from its core. The lantern stands as a quiet sentinel that has watched over this secluded garden for countless generations, holding lingering echoes of the past. You look closely at the rough textures of the carved granite, tracing subtle contours with your eyes as your mind drifts into absolute calm. There is no urgency here, only a deep connection to craftsmanship and timeless peace. The stillness of the night air presses softly against your skin, making you feel insulated from the modern world and its demands. Every worry, every trivial concern, and every burden of daily life evaporates into the quiet space surrounding the weathered lantern. You stand motionless for a long moment, absorbing the solemn dignity of the stone and letting its patience seep directly into your soul. The moonlight catches the edge of its peaked roof, highlighting delicate fronds of moss clinging to cracks of the ancient rock. It feels as though the lantern itself is breathing slowly, sharing its quiet sanctuary with you as a guest of the night. You take a restorative breath, feeling crisp night air fill your lungs with pure clarity and tranquility. The transition between past and present blurs entirely until there is only this single, eternal moment suspended in the garden. You slowly draw your gaze away from the stone monument, ready to continue your unhurried journey deeper into the shadows. The rugged imperfections of the hand-chiseled stone tell a silent story of endurance, reminding you of beauty found in weathering life's storms. You feel an invisible thread tying your modern heart to ancient souls who once sought solace. Beneath this moonlight, the silent guardian accepts your presence without a word, offering a steadfast anchor in a changing world. Every contour of the weathered granite feels intensely familiar, as if you have walked past this exact lantern in past lifetimes. The profound weight of history, sitting upon the stone, translates into a comforting lightness within your chest, washing away residual anxiety. You absorb the damp, earthy aroma radiating from the moss-laden base, letting it ground your awareness in the present space. The surrounding trees seem to lean in closer, whispering secrets of endurance and stillness to the stone observer. There is an unspoken dialogue happening between the quiet night and your receptive mind, a wordless exchange of peace. You linger to feel the stable density of the earth beneath the foundation, drawing strength from its permanence. As you turn to step back onto the soft path, the stone lantern remains steadfast behind you, a beacon of calm. The gentle sound of the whispering bamboo reaches your ears, a soft, rustling melody born from tall stalks swaying in the breeze. The grove rises high into the moonlit sky, forming a dense wall of green that sways with effortless grace. Every time the evening wind brushes through the hollow stalks, they create a papery whisper like nature's own calming breathing. It is a sound that massages the nervous system, washing away the last traces of inner tension and mental fatigue. You stand still for a moment, closing your eyes just to listen to cascading waves of sound as the bamboo shifts in unison. The stalks knock gently against one another, producing a soothing percussion that feels organic and hypnotic. The moonlight filters through the dense upper canopy of leaves, casting long stripes of light and shadow across the winding dirt pathway. You feel completely surrounded by this living forest, cradled by rhythmic motion and enveloped in the comforting symphony of the night. The air here smells fresh, sweet, and faintly woody, carrying the pure essence of growing plants and untamed wilderness. Your breathing naturally synchronizes with the sway of the bamboo, rising and falling in a slow, meditative cadence. There are no thoughts left in your head, only the crisp sound of rustling leaves and the gentle caress of cool midnight wind. The world feels vast, yet intimate, holding you safely within its green embrace, while the rest of the universe sleeps. You let yourself sway slightly with the rhythm of the grove, feeling at one with the flexible, resilient spirit of the bamboo. Every second spent listening to this whispered music heals a little more of your spirit, restoring a sense of lightness. You take a final, lingering listen to the rustling stalks before, taking another slow step forward into welcoming silence. The towering green stalks stretch upward into infinity, creating an arched cathedral of foliage, blocking out outer distractions. Each individual leaf vibrates with a delicate shiver when invisible. Currents pass through, generating a continuous wave of tranquil sound. You can feel the incredible flexibility of the wood. A living lesson in how to bend with pressures without breaking under strain. The hypnotic rustling acts as a natural white noise machine for your soul, smoothing down every sharp edge of your state. The shadows cast by the moving stalks dance across your face like gentle fingers tracing patterns of relaxation. You realize this sound has echoed through this exact valley for hundreds of years, an eternal song sung by the earth. The sheer abundance of green life wrapping around you provides profound protection, as if the forest has closed ranks. Every single inhalation draws in pristine vitality of the grove, filling your blood with steady energy. Passing beneath the heavy wooden eaves, you step quietly into the secluded tea hut, nestled at the very edge of the peaceful garden. The air inside smells faintly of aged cedar, woven tatami mats, and the soothing, earthy aroma of dried green tea leaves. You lower yourself onto the traditional flooring, feeling the gentle give beneath you as your posture straightens and completely settles. A small iron kettle rests over glowing charcoal in the center hearth, emitting a steady, rhythmic, bubbling sound that firmly anchors the wandering mind. Every single movement here is deliberate and mindful, stripping away the hurried chaos of everyday existence until only absolute presence remains. You watch the rising wisp of steam curl upward into the dim, cozy interior, dissolving slowly and gracefully against the dark wooden beams. The profound simplicity of the shelter wraps securely around you like a protective cocoon, offering safe refuge from the vastness of the night. Outside, the garden continues its silent vigil, perfectly framed by the open sliding paper door of the intimate wooden pavilion. You take a long, slow breath, tasting the deep quietude of the space as it settles deep into your bones and completely relaxes your chest. The passing hours lose all meaning within these four walls, leaving only the warmth of the hearth and the timeless rhythm of the boiling water. The shadows lengthen across the tatami, creating an atmosphere of profound introspection and unhurried solitude that heals the spirit. Every worry dissolves in the fragrant air, replaced by an immovable sense of sanctuary that lasts long after you leave. The rustic wooden pillars of the structure whisper tales of craftsmanship passed down through generations, holding fast against the passage of time. You trace the intricate weave of the mat beneath your palm, feeling a tangible link to the quiet traditions of the past. The flickering amber glow from the charcoal hearth casts dancing, gentle shadows along the walls, creating a womb of absolute safety and warmth. In this quiet corner of existence, there are no expectations to fulfill, no deadlines to chase, and no roles to play for the outside world. You simply exist as a conscious observer, breathing in the quiet, essence of the night, and exhaling every remaining ounce of tension. The scent of roasted green tea deepens as the warmth circulates through the room, wrapping your senses in a comforting, familiar embrace. You feel the muscles in your jaw unhinge. Your shoulders drop away from your ears, and your entire skeletal frame yield to gravity. The profound stillness of the hut merges with your own inner landscape until there is no boundary left. Between you and the room, time stretches into a vast, accommodating expanse where you can rest as long as your spirit requires, before moving forward, emerging from the quiet shelter of the tea hut. Your unhurried footsteps lead you to the edge of a still, glassy koi pond reflecting the stars. The water is dark and deep, mirroring the vast expanse of the night sky with startling clarity and unblemished perfection. Beneath the glassy surface, large orange and white koi glide through the shadows with slow, effortless, and hypnotic grace. Their movements create barely a ripple on the water, disturbing the nocturnal reflections. For only a fleeting second before absolute calm returns, you stand at the smooth wooden margin, watching the silent ballet unfold in the cool darkness, feeling your racing thoughts slow down. There is an ancient wisdom in the deliberate, unhurried swimming of the fish, moving through their liquid world without a single worry. The boundary between the shore and the water blurs in the dim light, creating the sensation of floating in an endless cosmos of peace. You release another heavy sigh into the cool night air, letting the tranquil rhythm of the pond wash away the final traces of stress. The soft murmurs of the garden fade into a harmonious backdrop as you lose yourself entirely in the mesmerizing patterns beneath the surface. Each gliding motion is a masterclass in fluidity, teaching your tense muscles how to soften and let go of resistance. The universe feels infinite, yet completely contained within the dark, reflective waters of this sacred garden pond. The starlight fractures upon the tiny ripples, scattering tiny diamonds of silver across. The dark, liquid mirror in a breathtaking display. You watch a solitary fish turn gracefully in the depths, its scales catching a fleeting beam of moonlight, like a hidden treasure discovered in the dark. The profound silence enveloping the pond is absolute, broken only by the occasional soft splash. That sounds like a whispered secret from the underworld. Your mind mirrors the dark water, becoming deep, still, and completely capable of holding the entire universe within its quiet reflection. Every ripple of anxiety you carry down the path smooths out against the impenetrable liquid surface, leaving your consciousness clear and untroubled. You feel an immense sense of expansion, as if your identity is no longer confined to your physical body but spreads out across the liquid mirror. The cool vapor rising from the pond kisses your skin, refreshing your awareness and heightening every subtle sensation of the nocturnal air. Standing here beside the ancient water, you realize that true power lies in stillness, in the ability to remain deeply anchored while life flows around you. The gentle sway of the weeds beneath the surface reminds you of how to move with the undercurrents of existence without losing your core balance. Moving further along the winding trail, you come across a low basin carved from solid stone where clear water gently overflows. A steady, gentle bamboo pipe feeds the vessel, creating a soft, rhythmic droplet sound that echoes through the quiet night. The overflow trickles smoothly over the mossy rim, creating a miniature waterfall that nourishes the vibrant ferns growing at its base. You step closer to the basin, cupping your hands to feel the refreshing chill of the mountain water against your palms. The act of pausing here feels deeply cleansing, as if washing your hands also washes away the unseen dust of mental burdens and fatigue. The crystal clear liquid reflects the pale moonlight like a tiny, self-contained mirror of the heavens resting right here on earth. You let the sound of the dropping water completely fill your auditory awareness, drowning out every lingering echo of the distant world. Time seems to stretch infinitely with each individual drop, measuring out the seconds in pure, unadulterated serenity and calm. The damp stone feels cool and reassuring against your fingertips, anchoring your wandering thoughts firmly in the immediate physical reality. Every ripple in the basin represents a momentary distraction melting away into the greater flow of nature's endless cycle. You stand transfixed by the simple perfection of water meeting stone, finding total liberation in this silent ritual. The steady plop of each droplet acts like a metronome for your heartbeat, slowing your pulse down to a peaceful, meditative crawl. You lift a small handful of the pristine water, watching it slip between your fingers like liquid light back into the basin below. The stone basin has stood through centuries of storms, yet it accepts the gentle, persistent touch of water with infinite grace and patience. You absorb this profound lesson of endurance, feeling the hard edges of your own stubborn resistance dissolve into fluid acceptance. The surrounding air is saturated with the scent of damp earth, whetstone, and thriving green life, filling your senses with rich vitality. Every breath you draw tastes cleaner, crisper, and more alive than the last, as if the water itself is purifying the atmosphere around you. You stand in this sacred space of renewal for a long moment, letting the simple act of washing away the old clear the path for the new. The echoes of the dripping water continue to resonate within your mind, providing a steady, comforting rhythm that will guide your steps into the remainder of the night. Leaving the stone basin behind, you continue your silent progression until the distant hum of the city faintly reaches your ears. It is a low, muffled drone of traffic and machinery, a reminder of the frantic world left far behind. Yet here, surrounded by the protective embrace of the ancient garden, the urban noise feels completely detached and harmless. It is a faint whisper, like ocean waves heard from the safety of a high cliff. The contrast deepens your appreciation for the profound stillness of this secluded sanctuary, making it feel even more sacred. You stand for a moment, acknowledging that chaotic world, then gently choose to let its vibrations pass right through you. Every horn and engine roar dissolves into the night air, neutralized by the heavy blanket of peace hanging over the trees. You realize that you can inhabit the world without letting the world inhabits you, maintaining your inner sanctuary no matter where you go. The modern hum fades into an abstract background noise, losing all power to disturb the calm equilibrium you have cultivated. Your nervous system remains completely regulated, grounded in the quiet pulse of nature rather than the frantic heartbeat of the metropolis. You take a slow, deliberate step forward on the earth path, leaving the very thought of the city far behind in the shadows. The air feels lighter here, untouched by exhaust or haste, filled only with the pure fragrance of pine needles and damp earth. You draw a deep, cleansing breath of this untainted atmosphere, feeling completely insulated from the demands of modern life. The faint mechanical drone is reduced to a minor detail in a vast, harmonious landscape of absolute tranquility and undisturbed rest. The contrast between the speed of civilization and the timeless crawl of nature becomes a profound lesson in perspective, reminding you of what truly matters. You can sense the frantic energy of people rushing through artificial lives, yet their rush cannot touch the deep calm residing in your chest. The sound acts as a distant reminder of safety, highlighting just how far removed you are from urgency and stress. You breathe out a long sigh of gratitude, feeling your boundaries expand to hold both the noise of the world and the peace of the garden. The chaotic vibrations bounce off your emotional armor like raindrops on glass. Every step away from the perimeter brings deeper silence, pulling you further into the restorative embrace of the ancient night. The urban lights are blocked by thick foliage, leaving only the pristine silver glow of the moon to guide your unhurried feet forward. You feel completely untethered from obligations, floating through the evening like a leaf caught in a gentle breeze. The distance between yourself and the city grows greater, transforming the urban roar into a mythical concept. In this sacred space, humanity's frantic creations feel small compared to the enduring, quiet power of the natural world. As you take your final steps along the winding garden path, the landscape slowly begins to dissolve into a soft, glowing mist. The familiar shapes of trees, lanterns, and stones gently blur at the edges, melting into an ocean of warm, welcoming light. There are no more boundaries, no more paths to follow, and no more destinations to reach in this timeless state of being. You feel your physical form becoming lighter, as if your body is made of the same gossamer mist floating gently through the quiet night air. Every thought flutters away like a falling leaf, leaving behind a vast, open sky of pure consciousness and undisturbed peace. You are no longer walking through a garden. The garden is now walking through you, existing entirely within your quiet awareness. The passage of time ceases to matter, stretching out into an endless, soothing now, that holds all existence in a tender embrace. There is nothing left to achieve, nothing left to fix, and nowhere else you need to be except right here in this void. You rest comfortably in the cradle of absolute nothingness, feeling completely safe, completely whole, and profoundly at peace with everything. The edges of your awareness expand outward until you touch the farthest stars, yet you remain intimately tethered to your own heartbeat. Every breath becomes a tidal wave of golden light washing over your spirit, cleansing and renewing every fiber of your being. The walls of your ego soften and melt away, merging your individual identity with the infinite fabric of the universe. You are held by something infinitely larger than yourself, a primordial energy that demands nothing and offers absolute acceptance. The glowing mist wraps around your shoulders like a heavy, comforting shawl of pure warmth and liquid tranquility. There is a deep, resonant hum of cosmic harmony vibrating just beneath the surface of the silence, singing you a sweet lullaby. Every memory of the day's struggles dissolves into the luminous fog, leaving your mind as clean and clear as a mountain lake. You float effortlessly through this vaporous realm, freed from the heavy anchor of physical gravity and mental strain alike. The sensation of floating is total, liberating you from every constraint you have placed upon your spirit during waking hours. The light pulses softly in time with your slowing pulse, creating a seamless loop of peace between your inner world and the cosmos. You feel the absolute perfection of this exact instant, knowing that nothing needs to change for everything to be right. The boundaries of your skin become porous, letting peaceful mist flow freely through your energetic body, washing away remaining static. The journey through the garden reaches its final, quiet conclusion as the mist slowly parts to reveal a boundless ocean of deep sleep. You sink effortlessly into the welcoming darkness, feeling every muscle in your body let go of its remaining grip on reality. The world fades completely from view, replaced by an infinite expanse of restorative quietude and warm, enveloping velvet shadows. Your breathing is slow, deep, and utterly automatic, tethering your soul to the gentle rhythm of the sleeping universe. There are no dreams here, only pure, untainted rest that heals the deep places of the mind and repairs the weary spirit. You drift further into the profound stillness, floating upon a calm sea of absolute surrender, where no disturbance can ever reach. The night wraps around you like a heavy, comforting quilt, holding you safely in its timeless and eternal embrace until morning. Every burden has been lifted, every worry has been dissolved, and every drop of tension has vanished into the dark void. You are completely safe, completely free, and completely at peace as you let go into the final, deepest layer of sleep. Let go. Rest now. Dream. The darkness is not empty. It is a rich, fertile soil from which tomorrow's renewal will naturally and effortlessly grow. You surrender the last remaining shreds of control, trusting the darkness to hold you with infinite tenderness and strength. The rhythm of your breathing slows to match the deep, heavy heartbeat of the sleeping earth itself, anchoring you in total peace. Every cell in your physical body sighs with relief as the commands to stay awake fade into complete oblivion. There is no effort left in existence, only the effortless act of sinking deeper and deeper into the velvet abyss. The night air kisses your cheek one last time like a loving guardian, tucking you into an eternal, perfect bed of rest. You are melting into the mattress, melting into the floor, melting into the silent fabric of the peaceful universe. All sounds, thoughts, history, and anticipation dissolve into a single, seamless state of absolute nothingness. The transition from wakefulness to the ultimate rest is smooth, natural, and filled with profound, unshakable safety. Let the quiet take you entirely. Let the darkness cradle your soul. Sleep deeply, deeply now.